Test, test.
All right. So, about a month ago, I came home to Michigan. Dams had burst. My parents' property was flooded. I set up these video cameras and I held up a holy Bible for the first time in my life with the backdrop of a drained out disaster lake behind me. I held up that Bible and I talked about Revelation 13:5. The man of sin has 42 months to divide us. And I talked about Trump and his channeling of Hitler's speeches and how his ex-wife Ivana, courtside deposition said at their divorce that, he read those speeches for 10 years. Every night at bedside, that was his reading material. Hitler's speeches. He sure sounds like that as his speeches. I made this video, and it took me an extra day. I made it on a Sunday, and I didn't post it till Monday because it took me an extra day to create the flag of every nation. And so every single frame is every nation. Every nation, America, peace, as I give my message. The next morning it was recorded or rendered with the flags. So I uploaded it to YouTube. And no one had seen it. I sent it to Obama. I penned a letter. I said, just in case Biden strokes out or he's not the guy to take down the man of sin, Trump, no one knew who you were. You could always pop me out of nowhere, coach. People didn't know who Obama was until he read that speech at the DNC and people said, that's the next president. You guys always said you wanted a man you could drink a beer with. God, I'm loving this El Sully. It is good. Really good. I mean, I said it before, best Mexican beer America ever made. Straight out of El Segundo. That way? So, I send this to Obama. I say, put me in, coach. Even though the video itself says I'm going to run as an independent, or should, I don't know what I'm doing. Probably nothing. Can't get on the ballots. You'd all have to write me in by name. But you know what? Aren't I exactly what everyone wants right now? You're choosing it's the same thing as last time. Oh, you got to choose the two lesser of two evils. Well, in that scenario, let me recommend this. Biden is unquestionably, absolutely the ethical and moral choice over the man of sin, Trump. To look upon Trump and see virtue and leadership, you must have been listening to some propaganda. Some Tucker Carlson spitting in your ear, some hatred. That man doesn't deserve your ear. Neither does Trump. Trump speaks in hatred and division. And those of you who are buying his message, I don't have anything to sell you. But those of you who do not accept any longer what he is selling. I am here. And when I say I'm here, I am not trying to diminish Joe Biden. I think the man could be a great leader, a good president. However, I have to notice where his own party, and especially the right and the far right, notice where he's getting old. Can't speak a sentence. Joe Rogan says, Biden versus Trump, Trump's going to eat him alive. Well, we can't have that. I can't not have this man dividing our nation, our world any longer. He had his 42 months to speak his division, and that's what I want to talk to you about. I held up a Bible, my Bible, in front of a disaster zone that impacted my family, my community. And I sent it to Obama, and I said, put me in, coach. Secret Service watched it. And I don't believe there are any coincidences in this world. You're telling me that happened, and 6 hours later, the man of sin, Trump, says gas those protesters in Washington Square, a place where protesters have existed forever. It says tear gas them. Because he wants to walk across the street and hold up a Bible in front of a boarded up church. Because he liked the backdrop. He wanted the image, is what they said. And then he went and hung out in his bunker. See, when a reporter asked him, is that your Bible he was holding up? He said, it's a Bible. It's a Bible. It wasn't his Bible, it was a Bible. He wanted the image, he wanted the backdrop. See, with only 47 views on that video, one of them was Obama, and another one was Trump. And he looked like a fool that day, didn't he? Looked like a fool holding up that Bible. No one can make him look like a fool like me, the real leader, the king. Raw. I took the wound. He did not. He faked bone spurs. Now, when I think about Biden, good man, could be a great leader. Biden Brissett, that has a certain ring to it. The problem with that is both brands have created a toxicity. What has to happen at this point is someone from the center, the middle, to lead us. Not this toxic brand to the left and this toxic brand to the right. The right is way more toxic. The left, you mean so well. But when you jam it down the throats, you scare these people over here. And I think they need to fight a civil war to go against you. My God. Okay. No one is fighting a civil war. I get very, very upset when Alex Jones pushes that on his people. Alex, you need to go back and listen to A Waking Life. He used to talk about freedom. Freedom. Human decency. Is that what you're talking about when you're talking about killing your neighbors? No, man. You need to tell your people to stand down. There's a new sheriff in town. And he ain't that man of sin, bone spurs Trump, dividing the nation and ruining us. I'm tired of listening to this man make fun of cripples. Anyone who is weaker than him with his... He's the president. Obviously, people are going to listen to him. He needs to have something better to say than constantly berating those who stand up to him. You know, those who would ever stand up to me, I would want to hear what they have to say. And if it's legitimate, let's make that part of the conversation. You know, specifically what I want in the future to make every single decision is the broadest of inputs. I want to hear the fringe, and I want to hear those people right here, and I want to hear those from the center. And generally, it's going to be those from the center that are going to govern where that decision goes. You know, just because you're way off here or way off there doesn't mean your point isn't valid. Okay? But it doesn't mean that it should change the lives of everyone in the middle. And so, with everything, you know, from taxes to foreign affairs to reparations, I want to look at what makes sense for everyone. I always had this dream, 2028. Is the fucking microphone on? Thank God. You know, I gave a perfect speech in front of that drained out lake, and the mic wasn't. Whatever. That man of sin, he still looked like a fool that day holding up that Bible. Here's the best part. I predicted, like a year and a half out, that he'd have 42 months to divide us per Revelation 13:5. His inauguration day, 42 months later, is summer solstice, June 2020. He was going to do the rally in Tulsa on that racist date, Juneteenth. Just to rub it in. And you know his man, Stephen Miller, made that happen. That was totally on purpose. They do these things on purpose. And to not look like total assholes, mask holes on the world stage, they moved it to the 20th. And then he threw that rally and no one showed up. 6,900 people in a 20K stadium. He flew home that night. When he's walking across the lawn from the helicopter, tied down, looks utterly dejected. Have you ever seen that man with his tie down like that? I haven't. I haven't. Now he still remains. But I think his permission to speak his blasphemies is over. I think he had those 42 months to divide us. And out of that comes me. I'm here to unite us. All of us. The whole world. Not just this country. And if it takes me 10 years, so be it. My time may not be now. The reason I think I speak now, more so than just at the river where no one heard me but the powers that be, is this whole Kanye mess. Kanye. You sang some good songs, man. I love your songs. But you have no business whatsoever playing leader, man. Okay? You could tell a good story. You could say you connect with people. But you will not connect with them like me. Ever. Ever. Have you ever been on food stamps? Maybe. Have you ever filed for unemployment? I doubt it. Have you ever lost your job? In a bad economy to no fault of your own? I don't think so, because you've been a rapper your whole life, since when you were young. Man, I don't know what happened in your childhood. I'd have to look into that more. But when you say you can make, things happen for the United States of America because you've done deals with Gucci and Louis Vuitton, it rings false. When you say you're forming the birthday party, it also rings false to me. Birthday party for America or you? I mean, we don't need another malignant, narcissistic jerk running this country. We need someone with true empathy, not a man that wore "Make America Great Again" hat. Not a man that's, gone in for mental health therapy in the last year or two. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, I've seen pictures of you looking like a zombie, bro. A zombie on drugs. Because your mind wasn't right. And it's not right now. $1 million per baby. Who's going to pay for that? In your mind, you think that's possible because you've been doing deals with Louis Vuitton and Gucci. Okay? The people you're going to govern, they don't wear Louis Vuitton and Gucci. They wear rags, man. And at best, most of them wear JCPenney. Okay? You don't connect to them. Just because you're a star and can make a song, my voice will drown you out. I am Soam. I took the wound 20 years ago, suffered, and came back. What were you doing that whole time? Singing songs I love. Now stay out of my business. You have no business in this game here. This is between man of sin Trump and me. And if I put my energy behind Biden, that's only if he clears the elephant in the room, which is the 11-year-olds. I saw a video which damns him with all of these people on the right. He's grabbing the hip and caressing and smelling the hair of an 11-year-old girl right in front of her parents on camera. Shameless. Shameless. Epstein didn't kill himself. I pointed at the bad people, and I've done it before. I have a history you don't know about. I protected the children of Denver against a domestic terror cell. I point at the bad people. Shaman doesn't like the bad people. He points at them. See this view? I earned this. This is the American dream. Kanye, you live the American dream. And so does Trump. And so does Biden. I can't say my life is totally together like any of those guys. Those guys have finances beyond me. What I have done has been living a life as a starving artist. And I've created something. Am I selling you something? Yeah. Yeah. See, Google and Facebook, they copy what I do. Google copied what I created and presented to the investment community. And they put out this this press release to the world and said it was theirs, making it very difficult for me to raise money. Here's the thing. They want to sell you something for free. They want to give it to you for free. But they're stealing everything from you. Your whole life. All of your privacy. That's not what the founding fathers wanted. They wanted you to have a private, free life. And that's what I'm going to offer you. I wanted to offer that. I wanted to make the system that you can become your highest version of yourself. So you tell it what you want to accomplish. What are your hopes and dreams? What are your problems and struggles? Get organized. And we're not going to be stealing your information. We just want you to get organized. We want you to live your highest dream as your highest self. And the only way you can do that is to get organized. And I think, these things that I've been working on for 20 years, it applies to the larger picture now. Where I just wanted that for each individual. I think I need to notice where I would be remiss. 4 more years of the Putin-Trump regime. America will die. Those who think they're voting for Trump, they're doing right by America. You're doing right for Putin. When has that man ever stood up to Putin? Ever. In Helsinki, they walked out of the room, he looked like he blew him. Putin's walking around. I mean, it looks like the guy just got blown. Trump looks shamed. And wouldn't let the recording come out? What happened in that room? Did he actually blow him? I wouldn't put it past him. Might have to edit that out. Look, we got to get past this leadership where everyone's calling names. Oh, Sleepy Joe and, low energy, whatever. Good God, man. I'm going to call you the man of sin because you deserve it. What are you going to call me? Whatever you're going to call me? The thing of that is, it's just going to make you look weak, man. That's all it's going to do. You look weak every time you call someone a name. You look like a 5-year-old. Like, I think this is the President of the United States of America every single day. You tweet. You call people by names. You call civilians awful names. How dare you, sir? I cannot think of another president in the entire index that would do such a thing, that would dishonor the high office in the way that you have. You are not a real leader. Nothing about you is leader. When they write my name in, I expect for you to stand down. Take your call and stand down. And we're going to put solar everywhere. I am Ra, anointed. None of you need to fear me. Ever. If you wish your neighbor well, all will be well. For you, for your family, for your community, for your nation, for your world. Let me tell you what should have happened with this whole pandemic. Item number one. This is what I would have done. I would have given an address. I would have said, we are dealing with something I don't even fully understand right now. But I'll tell you what I do understand. It's creating fear and anxiety within the families that I care about in my nation. My order number one is we're going to shut it all down. Okay? We're going to social distance. I want you to wear masks temporarily. And we're going to issue those masks from the national stockpile. The National Guard will distribute them to every street corner. But they will not be the ones giving it to you. It will be your local police officers. Just go down to the corner, get your mask supply. You're going to wear your mask. I want you to wear your mask. That's how we're going to stem the tide of this thing. Order number two. My people are already working on it. I am going to address Congress and the Senate, and I'm going to say, I want food money for my people, and I want it in their mouths this week. It's Monday now, and I want it by Friday. And if we can't do that next Monday, what really happened? Was it that? No. That man the man of sin, Trump, pushed a train robbery through. He pushed a $500 billion slush fund through for his homies with no oversight. And then, like a month later, you got your stimulus check. And he also held that up by additional 2 days just to print Trump on it. And then some of you pride yourself. Did you get your Trump check? No, man. I got my nothing check. Okay? Not everyone got that check. Okay? If you had any kind of outstanding business with the IRS, you were precluded. So I've been running this startup, got a little messy last fall when Google attacked and, lost my office real estate deal. Couldn't file my taxes. Postponed. Nope. Unless they tried to push as many people off on this. And it's where these Republicans are so wrong. That's where I plead with Americans that believe in honest decency. You're not actually a Republican. If you're a Christian, it's impossible that you're a Republican. Okay? Steal from your neighbor, hate your neighbor. That's not Christian. That's not Jewish. That's not Buddhist. That's not Muslim. It's not anything. That's Republican. That's what they believe. You think you're a Republican. You're not a Republican. Your leaders like Mitch McConnell, they are Republicans. They are truly awful people. There is no chance for them at the gates. They have lived a life of absolute profound sin, hurting their neighbors through and through, modus operandi. I mean, the Trump administration and this Mitch, it's daily dastardly deeds every single day. And then Tucker gets on TV and says, and Sean, they say, this Trump, he's done more for America than any president. They're shills, man. They're selling you a con. And that con is rape the environment, give as much tax money to the rich as possible, Nothing else has happened for you aside from federal judges that you think are Christian, but they're not. No Christian watches Fox News. Get that fear out of your life. Get the voices of Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones. Get them out of your head. Just get them out of your head. Start listening to me. Okay? The high priest has a message of power and love and empathy, and we don't make fun of cripples. No. The man of sin, he makes fun of cripples, and we push him out. That's what we do. That's what all of the religions do. Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, atheist, Taoist, everything. We push that man of sin out and his family. They don't belong ruling us. At what point did he act like a true alpha wolf? In the entirety of his administration, he has acted as a beta in the position of alpha. Alpha protects the weak. Sorry to spit in COVID and all. I'm passionate about this one. The alpha wolf protects the weak wolves. This man of sin, he attacks the weak wolves to project a false sense of power. He is not me. Amen.